guys, I wasn't born in America. You know, the idea of your dreams can come true, all that stuff, it's so true. I wasn't born in the United States. I come from Israel. I know I don't look Swiss. And this idea of the American dream coming from anywhere, climbing the ladder, hard work, I'll grant you, and then winding up in this amazing situation is just beyond, you'd never imagine it was possible. Eric was a guy that used to sneak into Kiss shows and never pay.
True. He always gets it wrong.
No, but you got kicked out of
I
the
got
Kiss
kicked out. I bought a ticket. You got my money, Gene.
Why'd you get kicked out?
Because I climbed. It was the Allen Theater in Cleveland, Ohio, 1974. Yeah, and they were opening for the New York Dolls, and they have these little, you know, those little, they call them opera balconies.
Sure.
And I had gone to the concert. Here's the funny Kiss connection. Susie Quattro played the week before, and Kevin Valentine, who played on Psycho Circus, he was in the balcony, and I go, oh, when Kiss is here next week, I'm going up in that balcony. So as soon as the lights went down, I scaled the wall, I climbed up, climbed across to the next one. So I'm up there the whole time, no one's bothering me, and during Firehouse, do the siren.
What happened?
Do the siren.
What?
Do the siren, he said.
Okay. So during that, they start doing the spotlights around, and they put the spotlight on me. And so I went like that to the crowd, and right away the security came over and go, get down from them. I'm like, no way. And so I ducked down and I pulled the curtain back and I watched crowds down me looking through the curtain till the show was over. And then when I came down, they go, you're out of here. And I got thrown out, so I never saw the New York Dolls. But I didn't care, I went to see them.
Okay, anyway, the story was coming from Eric's humble background to be able to climb the ladder, hard work. He left everything back in Cleveland, moved to LA in a beat up old car, did whatever he had to do, and has been in the band proudly, I would imagine, for a long time. He's played with everybody because he put in the hard work. Who'd you play with?
That doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
It only matters what's going on now. I'm here with you, that's all that matters.
Brian, when you see Brian May from a Queen going by, there's Eric, he's the man. Black Sabbath, Queen, everybody. He was in the Beatles. And Tommy came from, you know, Portland, Oregon, Beaverton. You can't make up that name. And Tommy was actually in a Kiss tribute band called Alive. They actually did a tour.
Cold Gin.
Cold Gin, that's what I said.
Getting old sucks, doesn't it?
Paul told me to say that. His memory is not good.
And Fat Vinny.
So they actually did a short tour of Japan, you know, in their Kiss tribute band called 10 Grand, right?
At least.
Yeah, I found out. And then Tommy became the tour manager for Kiss. He helped us put together the Kiss books. He did anything he had to do, put ego aside and just roll up your sleeves and hard work. And then he replaced Ace and, you know, joined Kiss. And I gotta tell you, you can be talented, but there's just no substitute for hard work. And every day, we're proud to see each other. We rehearse like professionals, we show up on time, and these two guys have injected the band, Paul and I, with that kind of, hey, don't forget this is a privilege, not a birthright.
Eric, how long's it been now?
Well, I've known you since '89, or January '89 I met you. And then, so I've known you almost 33 years.
Amazing.
Yeah, he started when he was 1.
Well, no, Paul asked me to play on demos for Hot in the Shade, and I was in Badlands at the time, and then later on, he called me up one day and goes, hey, Eric Carr is ill, can you come in and play? We got to do this movie soundtrack. That was God Gave Rock.
Well, before that, you did the solo tour with me.
Yeah, in '89. That's what I said. I met you in January. I remember, here's the irony. I went to New York to record, and then Dennis Feldman, he called me up because, hey, Paul Stanley needs a drummer. So I called up the Kiss office, and they go, Paul wants to meet you. And I was staying in a hotel literally right around the corner. So I walked over there with some CDs of Black Sabbath albums that I had played on. And I met Paul, and he just kind of like, you know, he's just kind of, okay, cool. And I didn't know if he was going to hire me or not. That night, Jason Flom, the A&R guy from Atlantic Records, came to the studio, record plant. He goes, hey, I heard you're playing with Paul Stanley. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, I just saw him at the China Club. He told me you're his drummer. That's how I found out.
Well, if we can, because we're running out of time, we only have 2 minutes left. We're going to try to squeeze in one more question. Go ahead.
Give it to that girl. She's the crazy Kiss fan, the 16-year-old. Paul, she knows every song, this girl right here. That girl there.
No. Hey.
No.
That's rude.
Thanks, Paul.
And her.
What is your name and where are you
My
from?
name's Abby, and I just moved to Phoenix from Indiana. So.
All right. Hey, what's your question for Kiss?
My question's for Paul first. Is there any interesting merchandising that you had to say no to Gene to?
What a great question!
I will tell you that what? You know, look, we put out some things that you have to take kind of lightly. You know, some things you have to have a sense of humor about. Matter of fact, that's why I came up with Kiss condoms and Kiss caskets. We get you coming and going.
And Strutter.
And actually, when I wrote Strutter,
Is there anyone that
So
stands out?
what's the answer?
What?
the answer is I don't remember anything that there have been some things that we probably said no to. We don't just put stuff out. It really comes down to ultimately, do we think that the fans want this? The fact that we're the most merchandised band in history isn't because we shove stuff out. It's because we're told what you want. We'd be out of our minds to put out things and just have them sit on shelves. So, no, I can't think of anything, but sure, I'll think of one thing. And it wasn't something Gene was totally in agreement. At one point, we were offered a sponsorship to be involved with a cigarette company. When the chips were down for us, when the band wasn't doing well and we weren't selling tickets, and $1 million will go real far. And we went, no. You gotta be true to yourself. And you lead by example. And so we said no. And we said no to cigarettes. I can't remember anything else, off the top
To the
of my
contrary, I
head.
want to make a comment though that, you think these guys are opposites. In a lot of ways they are, but they actually do see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. And I think that the track record of Kiss being here for almost 50 years now, I think it's a testament to that these guys have kept this going the way that they have.
Agreed.
And I'm not just saying that. I mean, 50 years, this is very unusual, in today's world of rock and roll and stuff. And it's, these guys.
We made one big mistake. One. There was a band called Van Halen. They were signed to Man of a Thousand Faces, Inc. There was a 24-track demo. They were owned, lock, stock, and barrel, and signed and happy and wanted to sign with us. And we said no.
Thank goodness. The reason we said no was because part of Gene's joie de vivre, which means love of life, is he likes to look and do all different things. And sometimes that means reining him in, especially early on in the band's career, where getting involved in other projects was really going to hurt the band. You couldn't listen to Van Halen and not think they were great. Bill knew it. I was with Gene when he first saw Van Halen at the Starwood. But the idea of managing or producing bands when we really were still at the beginning of our career was something that was, the move is called